She looked me dead in the eye and said, "If you don't trust me spending time with my ex every single weekend, maybe we just shouldn't be together." I didn't raise my voice. I simply replied, "You're absolutely right." That same day, I finally accepted the London job transfer I'd been declining for her sake. Later, when she texted me asking, "What are you doing this weekend?" I snapped a selfie in Heathrow Airport and sent it her way. I'm 31, male, and at the time I'd been dating Sienna, who was 29, for 3 years. We'd been living together for about 1. Things were going smoothly until roughly 6 months ago when her ex, Marcus, moved back into town. That's when things started to shift. Out of nowhere, Sienna suddenly had a book club every Saturday. Only problem? Book club wasn't a group. It was just her and Marcus at his place, catching up and supposedly maintaining their friendship. When I finally told her I wasn't comfortable with it, she hit me with the usual line, "He's just a friend. We only dated for, 2 months 5 years ago. You're being insecure." So I swallowed it. I tried to play the role of the chill, understanding boyfriend. But soon enough, their Saturdays turned into both Saturday and Sunday brunches. And then, of course, Friday night movies got added to the schedule, because apparently Marcus was having a tough time dealing with his dad's health. The last straw came 3 weeks ago. My company had offered me a massive promotion, head of the London office. We're talking a $130,000 salary, relocation package, and even a 3-bedroom flat covered for the first year. Honestly, it was a dream job, but I had already turned it down twice because Sienna insisted she could never leave her family. Then, one Saturday, she's getting ready for her so-called book club again. Hair perfectly styled, brand new dress, expensive perfume, the kind she never even wore on our date nights. I asked, "You sure you don't want to skip today? We could go check out that new Korean place together." She rolled her eyes. "God, Lucas, we've been over this. Marcus and I are just friends. If you can't trust me hanging out with my ex every weekend, maybe we shouldn't be together." I studied her for a long moment before saying, "You're absolutely right." Her face brightened like she thought I was agreeing with her. "Finally. See, I knew you'd wait, what?" I repeated myself, calm as ever. "You're right. We shouldn't be together." Her face went through about a dozen different expressions before she managed to stammer, "Lucas, I didn't mean," but I cut her off. "No, you actually made a good point. This isn't working." I walked straight to our bedroom, opened my laptop, and shot off an email to my boss. "I'll take the London position. I can start in 2 weeks. Sienna came after me, panicking. "What are you doing?" I was just frustrated. "You can't just." "I'm accepting a job offer," I told her. "You should probably stay at your parents' tonight. Or Marcus's. Your choice." She gasped. "Are you seriously breaking up with me over this? You literally just said we shouldn't be together." "I'm agreeing with you," I said flatly. That's when she started crying, but it wasn't sadness. It was pure anger. "You're being ridiculous. This is just friendship." I shrugged. "Cool. Stay friends. I'll be in London." She grabbed her purse, stormed out, and tossed a dramatic, "You'll regret this," over her shoulder. 20 minutes later, my phone started blowing up. Message after message. "Baby, let's talk about this. You can't just throw away 3 years. I'll stop seeing Marcus if it really bothers you. Lucas, please. This is so immature." I ignored her. Instead, I grabbed my suitcases and started packing. Update 1. The week after the breakup was eye-opening, to say the least. Sienna didn't even try to hide where she went. Straight to Marcus's. I knew because she posted an Instagram story from his couch at 2 in the morning. Glass of wine in hand, captioned, "When life gives you lemons." A few days later, her best friend Tasha texted me, "Did you guys really break up?" Sienna jumped into the chat and said, "Me? He's the one who suggested it." Then Tasha asked me directly, "So, you're actually moving to London?" "Yep, mup," I replied. She was stunned. "But Sienna told everyone you'd never leave because you're too attached to your mom." For the record, my mom lives in Florida. I visit her maybe twice a year. Meanwhile, I kept myself busy. Put in my 2 weeks' notice. Started shipping my stuff overseas. Found someone to take over my lease. The company was covering everything: movers, flights, temporary housing, the works. At one point, Sienna tried to stop by the apartment while I was packing, but by then I'd already changed the locks. She was never on the lease, she just stayed over so often it looked like she lived there. She knocked at the door, calling out, "Lucas, I know you're in there. We need to talk." I shot her a text. "Your stuff is packed in boxes by the door. Please take them." She fired back immediately, "I'm not taking my stuff because I'm not leaving. This is insane." The reality? The lease was only in my name. She had kept her parents' address on paper. Remember? That was her clever little tax evasion trick, pretending she still lived at home to dodge city taxes. And now it had completely backfired on her. Eventually, she left, but not before running to our entire friend group claiming I was having some sort of mental breakdown and throwing away my life for a stupid job. And then the truth about Marcus finally surfaced. My buddy Jordan works at the same gym as Marcus. One day, he overheard Marcus on the phone, saying, "Yeah, she's basically single now. Her boyfriend's having some crisis. No, babe, I told you Sienna and I are just friends. Yes, I'm still coming to your sister's wedding. What do you mean you saw Instagram? That was nothing." Turns out Marcus already had a girlfriend named Harper. She lives about 2 hours away and visits every other weekend. The same weekend Sienna claimed she had family obligations. Jordan even sent me screenshots of Marcus's gym group chat from 2 months back. One of the messages read, "Boys, you gotta see this chick I'm hooking up with. Her boyfriend thinks we're having book club. LMAO." I forwarded those screenshots to Sienna with a single word attached. Interesting. She called me 17 times in a row after that. But I didn't answer. I was too busy booking my flight to London. Update 2. My flight out was on a Saturday at 3 p.m. Ironically, the exact day and time Sienna had been scheduling her so-called book club for the past 3 months. That morning, she didn't just show up alone. Nope. She arrived with her mom, Valerie, and her sister, Brooke, ready to stage a full-blown intervention. Valerie started it off with that fake sweet tone. "Lucas, sweetheart, Sienna told us about your mental health crisis." I blinked. What crisis? The sudden, irrational decision to abandon your whole life and move halfway across the world. It's clearly a cry for help. I couldn't help but laugh. It's not a cry for help. It's a 70% pay raise and an executive-level promotion. Brooke jumped in right after. "But what about Sienna? You can't just leave her behind. She's the one who ended things. I'm just respecting what she said." That's when Sienna snapped. "I didn't mean it literally." I shrugged. "Then maybe don't throw out ultimatums if you're not prepared for the other person to take them seriously." Valerie quickly tried another approach. "What about this apartment? Sienna's been living here." "No," I corrected. "She's been staying here. All of her mail goes to your house. She's not on the lease, not on the bills. Legally, she's just a guest." Brooke scoffed. "You're really going to abandon her over one little friendship?" At that point, I pulled out my phone and showed them Marcus's gym chat screenshots. The room went dead silent. Valerie's face turned ghost white. Is this real?" she whispered. Sienna's cheeks flushed bright red. "Those are out of context." I raised an eyebrow. What context makes her boyfriend thinks we're having book club sound any better? That was the end of their intervention. They left, but not before Sienna accused me of being emotionally abusive for spying on Marcus. Which was nonsense. I didn't spy. Jordan volunteered the information because he thought I deserved to know. By noon, I'd had enough of the drama. I posted a photo on Instagram with the caption, "New adventure begins. London, here I come." The comments started rolling in almost instantly. "Wait, what? Bro, when did this happen? Is this why Sienna's been crying on her stories all week?" By 2:30, while I was boarding, Sienna texted, "What are you doing this weekend? Can we talk?" I replied with a selfie at my gate, London flight board clearly visible behind me. Her response came quick. "This isn't funny, Lucas. Not trying to be funny. Plane boards in 10 minutes. You're seriously leaving? You seriously thought I'd stay after you picked your ex over our relationship? I didn't choose him. Every weekend for 3 months says otherwise. I'm coming to the airport. Too late. Already through security. Goodbye, Sienna." Then I turned my phone off and enjoyed the flight. Update 3. Life in London? Honestly, incredible. The company flat they gave me was beyond anything I could have imagined. Exposed brick walls, huge windows overlooking the Thames, and I could literally walk to the office. My new team? Brilliant. For the first time in years, I was actually excited to wake up and go to work. But of course, the drama didn't stay in the States. Sienna went absolutely nuclear on social media. She posted this long rant about how I abandoned her without warning, refused to fight for our relationship, and how I chose money over love. The comments didn't go her way, though. Didn't you dump him for Marcus? Girl, you posted from Marcus's place every weekend. Not gonna lie, Team Lucas here. She deleted the whole thing within a few hours. And then came the real explosion. Marcus's actual girlfriend, Harper, reached out to me on Instagram. Hey, you don't know me, but I'm Marcus's girlfriend. Or was. I saw your ex's posts about you leaving for London. Marcus told me she was psycho and obsessed with him. I'm guessing that's not true? I sent her everything. The so-called book club, the gym chat screenshots, the timeline of their secret hangouts. She was crushed, but at least she finally had the truth. Then she sent me her own receipts, screenshots of Marcus's texts to her. One of them read, Sienna's just lonely since her boyfriend works all the time. She needs a friend. Yeah, she's pretty, but nothing compared to you, babe. Her boyfriend's kind of a loser anyway. Probably makes like 40K in IT or something. For the record, I was making 75 grand at the time. Now I'm at 130. But sure, Marcus, keep talking. Harper didn't hold back. She dumped Marcus in spectacular fashion. Posted all the screenshots on her Instagram story. Tagged him with hashtags like #cheater, #liar, #buklubnius. Marcus must have panicked, because he started calling me from 3 different numbers. Bro, you need to control your woman. She's destroying my life. I just laughed. Not my woman, not my problem. This is between me and Sienna. You had no right. You had no right to hook up with my girlfriend every weekend. But here we are. We weren't. Marcus, I literally don't care anymore. I'm in London. Deal with your own mess. He tried to spin it as Sienna seducing him. She tried to spin it as Marcus manipulating her. Honestly, they deserved each other. Update 4. Sienna wasn't done. Not by a long shot. She decided to play her big move card. She actually flew all the way to London. She showed up at my office building one afternoon, but security wasn't having it. God bless corporate security, they refused to let her in. So she waited outside for 4 hours until I finally stepped out for lunch. She rushed up to me. Lucas, we need to talk. I stared in disbelief. How did you even? She smirked. Tasha follows one of your colleagues on Instagram. She saw the building in his story. Stalker-level dedication. Sienna, you can't be here. I flew 4,000 miles. The least you can do is sit down for one coffee with me. Against my better judgment, I gave in. One coffee. Public place. That was it. She looked rough. Hair unwashed. No makeup. Wearing the same sweatshirt I'd seen in her Instagram stories all week. The first words out of her mouth were, I made a mistake. I raised an eyebrow. Which mistake are we talking about here? The ultimatum? The lying? Marcus? Or just all of it? She stared at the table. Lucas, I thought I could have both. I thought you'd always be there. I shook my head. Why on earth would you think that? She looked at me with tears welling up and said, because you always were. You never stood up to me. You never called me out. I thought you were just a doormat. Then the crying started. I shook my head. That's not it, Sienna. You told our friends I was too attached to my mom to ever leave. You lied about book club for months. You were sleeping with Marcus while I was literally turning down my dream job for you. She sniffled. We only slept together twice. I barked out a humorless laugh. Oh, just twice? My mistake. That makes it totally fine then. I mean, it didn't mean anything, she stammered. Neither did our relationship, apparently. She fumbled with her phone. Look, I've changed. I blocked Marcus. I'm in therapy. I'm working on myself. I nodded. Good for you. Honestly, I hope that's true. But me? I've moved on. You've only been here a month. You can't have moved on already. I moved on the second you told me we shouldn't be together. I just followed your advice. Then she pulled out what she thought was her ace card. I'm pregnant. I couldn't help it. I laughed. An actual belly laugh right in her face. No, you're not. How do you know? Because we haven't slept together in 2 months. You were always too tired after book club. Unless, of course, it's Marcus's. Her face collapsed. I'm not pregnant. I know. I just needed you to care. I sighed. I did care, Sienna. For 3 years. You just didn't notice until I stopped. She flew back home that night, but not before sending me one last manipulative text. I'll wait for you. However long it takes. I blocked her. Update 5. Remember when I said Sienna would wait for me? Yeah, that lasted about 2 weeks. Suddenly she was posting about her new man, Damien, her CrossFit coach. The captions were all cliches like, the right person comes when you're working on yourself, and sometimes your soulmate was spotting you in the gym all along. According to Tasha, she basically moved into his place within 3 weeks. Same old Sienna. Pattern's gonna pattern. But here's where it got wild. Marcus, of all people, reached out to me on LinkedIn. Hey man, heard you're killing it in London. Funny enough, I just got a job offer out there too. Would love to grab a beer and clear the air. This absolute walnut actually thought we were going to be buddies. I replied, no thanks. Good luck though. He pushed again. Come on, bro, water under the bridge. Sienna meant nothing to me. I shot back. That's exactly the problem, Marcus. He took the job anyway. And where did his corporate housing land him? My building. Because of course it did. I ran into him in the lobby during my second week. He was with a girl who definitely wasn't Harper, and who looked about 19. He grinned. Lucas, bro, this is Lila. Lila, this is my buddy Lucas. I shook my head. We're not buddies, Marcus. Lila looked confused. Marcus turned bright red. Don't be like that, man. We're neighbors now. I'm moving next month. I lied. That night Lila must have Googled him, because she found Harper's old posts and the screenshots. She dumped him via text. But here's the kicker. She accidentally sent the message into the entire building's WhatsApp group instead of just to him. Marcus, I can't believe you're the book club cheater. We're done. 212 residents saw it. Now the security guys call him Book Club. Final update. Sienna's romance with Damien crashed and burned. Shocking, I know. Turns out Damien also had a just a friend situation with his ex. Their workout sessions every weekend ended in Sienna catching them in a very compromising, stretching position. She messaged me on WhatsApp, apparently forgot to block me there. Now I understand how you felt. I'm so sorry. I left her on read. But her real karma didn't come from me, it came from the tax department. Remember how Sienna kept her parents' address so she could dodge city taxes? Well, somebody reported her. And that somebody may or may not have been Harper, who just so happens to work for the state tax department and takes fraud very seriously. The verdict? Sienna owed 3 years of back taxes, plus penalties and interest, around 18 grand in total. Her parents had to bail her out, but only after making her move back in with them for real this time. As for Marcus, he's still here in London, but word about Book Club spread fast through our industry. It's smaller than people think. His reputation tanked. He's been on exactly 0 dates at work functions. Still calls me bro in the elevator. Still gets ignored. Last week, Brooke reached out. Sienna wanted me to tell you she's sorry. She's really working on herself now. I replied, that's nice. I hope she figures it out. Then Brooke added, she also wanted to know if you're seeing anyone. The answer is yes. Her name's Niamh. She's Irish, works in publishing, thinks the whole book club saga is hilarious. And, most importantly, she has 0 exes she feels the need to hang out with every weekend. Last week I also had my 6-month review. Got another raise plus a permanent position. The company wants me here long-term, and I said yes immediately. Meanwhile, Sienna's latest Instagram post was some vague, inspirational quote about how sometimes the best thing someone can do is leave, so you can find yourself. Comments were turned off, of course. So, to everyone who told me I should have fought for that relationship. Why? She literally told me we shouldn't be together if I couldn't accept her hanging out with her ex every weekend. I just took her advice. To those who said I was too harsh, I passed on a life-changing opportunity twice for someone who was cheating on me behind my back while calling me insecure. Honestly, I wasn't harsh enough. And to the people asking if I regret leaving, I'm making nearly double what I used to. Living in a city I love, dating someone who actually respects me, and Marcus has to see me thriving every single day in the building where everyone calls him Book Club. My only regret is not taking the London job the very first time it was offered. Oh, and Sienna, since I know you still stalk my socials from fake accounts, we're heading to Paris this weekend. Don't worry. It's not with her ex. She doesn't need book club to be happy. Cheers from London. Edit 1. Stop asking me for Marcus's LinkedIn. Let's not do that. Edit 2. Yes, Harper really works for the tax department. Yes, she really reported Sienna. No, I didn't ask her to. But I'm not complaining. Edit 3. To the skeptic saying it's fake because Marcus ended up in the same building. It's corporate housing. The company has a deal with the place. There are 4 other people from my industry here. London's big, but professional circles are smaller than you think.